Hey guys, welcome back to Janie Gaming. So right now we're going to be covering why TDS has delayed their updates so much and if they're going to hold true to their promise and update weekly or every 2 weeks. So let's get into the information. So we started off in hardcore on August 28th. It was originally August 21st and then it got delayed a week. It wasn't too major, only a week, not too bad. But when the actual day came, August 28th, I was there at the live stream and I lagged out because there were so many people. And as you guys know, it lagged the game and it caused it to apparently make a few bugs, and there was a ton of bugs when it released. You couldn't get into elevators. I believe you didn't have all the towers and all your coins that you had. So obviously it was pretty bad. And about 3 hours later, they released it as beta. And it wasn't until 2 months later that it actually came out. But it wasn't as exciting because it didn't have enough hype anymore because it was already updated and everyone already saw what it was. So after that, 2 days later was the Halloween event, which wasn't really delayed. It was delayed by like 3 hours. Nothing major again. So that they did a pretty good job on, but Halloween Part 2 was a bust because they were supposed to release the Toxic Gunner, but in Part 2, and Part 2 was delayed by a week, and the Toxic Gunner wasn't even in it. So you can see that TDS has been delaying, and also during in my opinion, the longest and probably the most major delay, it was the Frost update. It was originally the Winter 2020 event, and they told us it would come out on New Year's. Ended up coming out on May 8th. I know that some people know, like, yeah, I know. But to the people who don't know, yes, it came out on May 8th, so not too long ago. And truthfully, I think that was way too long a wait. They changed it to the Frost event, like summer invading winter, which I thought was a pretty good idea, but I still think that the fans didn't deserve to be delayed that long. So let's think of a few reasons on why TDS delayed it. So I got a few options here, and let's go over them. A, the TDS devs got lazy. I mean, it's definitely a possibility, not as likely in my opinion because they were doing the Easter event and everything and they didn't delay that. But it also could be because they got pretty famous about it, the hardcore event, because they had 110,000 live event attendees. So maybe they got lazy just because they had so many players and they thought it would be okay. But I don't think that that's too likely. Another option was they just couldn't release it on time. Uh, they maybe were short-staffed. I'm going to be getting into that in a moment. But maybe they just couldn't release it by when they said. Another option was that they didn't have enough devs. Now, I know what you're saying, there's a lot of devs, but if you actually look at it, most of them are just Q&A testers, and most of them don't really do much to update the game. So Raz and Below do most of the work, which is only 2 people. And that's quite a few amount of people because, it takes a while to create all these new features such as new elevators, new towers. It takes a while. So maybe that was one of the reasons. And that's basically all my reasons, but I'm not fully sure on which one it could be. So comment below which one you think it could be. And yeah. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.